The Children Who Learn to Be Grateful. By Kitty Tales Studio. The sun was bright that Saturday morning, but Emma, Liam, and Sofia sat on the steps of their home with gloomy faces. Emma hugged her doll tightly. "I'm tired of this old thing," she grumbled. "Look at Clara's dolls, they all talk, walk, and even sing songs." Liam kicked a small stone across the yard. "At least you have a doll. My bike is the slowest in town. Did you see Daniel's new bicycle? It's red, shiny, and it even has a horn. Mine looks like it belongs in a junkyard." Sofia sighed, brushing her plain dress. "And don't get me started on clothes. Yesterday, at school, Bella wore a glittery dress with tiny pearls. Everyone kept staring at her. Nobody noticed me." The three children sat silently for a while, frowning at the ground. Their house was neat and cozy, their yard was filled with flowers their mother had planted, and the smell of their father's fresh bread drifted from the kitchen, but they didn't notice any of it. All they could think about was what they didn't have. "Why can't we be like them?" Emma whispered. The question hung in the air like a heavy cloud. Just then, a soft rustle came from the big oak tree at the corner of their street. Its branches stretched wide, its leaves swaying in the gentle breeze. For years, the children had passed the tree without a second thought. But today, something felt different. The leaves shimmered strangely, almost as if the tree was alive. Liam squinted. "Did you hear that?" "Hear what?" Sofia asked, clutching Emma's hand. A voice, deep and calm, echoed through the air. "You three children, always wanting more. Why do you frown when your hands are already full?" The children gasped. Emma's eyes widened. Did the tree just speak? The oak tree's trunk creaked as if shifting, and the voice came again. "You look at Clara's dolls, Daniel's bike, Bella's dress. But do you see what you already have? Or are you blind to your own treasures?" The children shivered. Part of them wanted to run back inside, but another part wanted to stay. The voice was strange, but gentle, almost like a wise old grandfather. Sofia trembled. We don't understand." The tree sighed, and the sound was like the wind passing through a flute. "Then look closely. Not everything you admire is as perfect as it seems." The children glanced at one another. Their hearts beat faster. What did the tree mean? What could be missing from the lives of the kids they admired so much? The oak tree's leaves rustled again, and the voice faded. "When the time is right, you will see." And just like that, silence. The tree stood still, as if it had never spoken at all. Emma gulped. What was that about?" Liam's voice shook. "I don't know, but I think we're about to find out." They stared at each other, nervous yet curious. For the first time, the shiny toys and glittery clothes didn't seem so simple anymore. Something was hiding behind them, and the children were determined to uncover it. The next morning, Emma, Liam, and Sofia walked to school with their thoughts heavy. They couldn't stop thinking about the strange oak tree that had spoken to them. Emma whispered, "Do you think we imagined it?" Liam shook his head. "No, I heard it too. Trees don't just talk. Something is going on." Sofia tugged at her dress nervously. But what did it mean? Look closely. Look closely at what? When they arrived at school, the mystery grew deeper. Clara was outside the gate, playing with her new doll. It laughed and clapped its plastic hands. Emma stared at it, her heart aching with envy. But then Clara's mother called from their car, "Clara, hurry, I can't stay. I have work all day." The car sped away, leaving Clara all alone at the gate. Clara's smile faded, and she hugged her doll tightly as if it was the only friend she had. Emma frowned. She had never thought about that before. Inside the schoolyard, Daniel rode circles on his shiny red bike. "Look how fast I can go," he shouted proudly. Everyone clapped. Liam clenched his fists, wishing it was him. But when Daniel stopped, he leaned his bike against the wall and sat down quietly. Liam noticed his eyes grow sad. Daniel's father didn't come to watch him ride. His mother wasn't there either. He looked lonely. Sofia saw Bella standing in her glittery dress with ribbons in her hair. All the children admired her outfit. But when the teacher called everyone to sit for lunch, Bella pulled out a tiny piece of bread from her bag. Just bread. She glanced at the other sandwiches and fruit but quickly looked away. Sofia's stomach twisted. Bella had beautiful clothes but hardly any food. The three friends met under the mango tree during break. None of them spoke at first. Finally, Emma said softly, "Did you see Clara?" "She was all alone," Liam added. "Her doll looked happy, but she didn't." "And Daniel," Sofia continued. "He rode his bike, but when he stopped, no one clapped anymore. He had no one to cheer for him." They grew quiet. The oak tree's words echoed in their minds. Not everything you admire is as perfect as it seems. Emma hugged her lunch box. Maybe we have more than we thought. Liam nodded slowly. We have parents who sit with us. We have meals every day. We have each other. Sofia whispered, then maybe we are richer than we realized. The school bell rang, but their hearts beat fast with new understanding. For the first time, the things they envied didn't shine so brightly anymore. That evening, as they passed the great oak tree, its branches swayed. They could almost hear a whisper in the wind. You are beginning to see. The children froze, staring at the tree, their hearts racing. The next day after school, Emma, Liam, and Sofia decided to look closer at the children they admired. The oak tree's words had planted a seed in their minds, and now they wanted answers. Let's start with Clara, Emma suggested. They walked to Clara's house. It was big and painted bright yellow. In the yard were dolls scattered everywhere, different sizes, different colors. Clara sat on the steps brushing one of them. At first, she smiled, but when she saw the children, her smile faded. Hi, Clara, Emma said softly. You have so many dolls. Clara nodded. Yes, but they're all I have. My parents are never home. They're always working. Sometimes I eat dinner alone. She hugged her doll tightly. At night, I pretend they talk to me so I don't feel so lonely. Emma's chest ached. She had complained about her one doll, yet she had parents who tucked her in every night. The three friends left quietly and headed toward Daniel's house. His shiny red bike was parked outside, gleaming in the sun. Daniel came out, kicking a ball. Wow, your bike is amazing, Liam said. Daniel shrugged. It's nice, but I'd rather have my dad here to teach me football. He travels all the time. When I win races, he isn't there to cheer. It feels empty. Liam swallowed hard. He thought about his own father, who always came to his school matches, clapping the loudest. Suddenly, his rusty bike didn't seem so bad. Last, they visited Bella. She opened the door wearing another glittery dress. She twirled proudly. You look like a princess, Sofia said honestly. Bella smiled faintly. The dresses are nice, but sometimes I wish I had real food instead. Clothes don't fill my tummy. She held her stomach. Yesterday, I went to bed hungry. Sofia's eyes widened. She remembered how she had pushed away her breakfast that morning, complaining it wasn't sweet enough. Now guilt burned in her chest. The three children walked home in silence. Their footsteps were slow, their hearts heavy with the truth. When they reached their own small house, they found their mother waiting with a warm meal. Their father sat on the porch, fixing Liam's old bike while humming a tune. Inside, the air smelled of love and safety. Emma whispered, Clara would give anything for this. Liam nodded. And Daniel too. He'd trade his shiny bike just to have his dad here. Sofia added, and Bella, she would smile wider if she had even half of this food. They stood for a moment, taking it all in. Their home wasn't perfect, but it was full of treasures they had never noticed. That night, as they lay in bed, the oak tree's words echoed once more in their hearts. Not everything you admire is as perfect as it seems. The children finally understood. Gratitude had been missing all along. The next morning, the children woke up earlier than usual. Something inside them felt different. They no longer rushed to complain about toys, bikes, or clothes. Instead, they sat quietly at the breakfast table, thinking about what they had seen. Their mother noticed. Why so silent today? She asked, serving warm porridge. Emma looked at her bowl and whispered, Thank you, Mama. Her mother blinked in surprise. Emma rarely said that. Liam added, Yes, thank you. It smells really good. Sofia smiled softly. I'm glad we have this. Their mother's face lit up with joy. She had no idea her children were beginning to change. After school, they stopped by the oak tree again. The branches swayed gently, as if waiting for them. Emma stepped forward. You were right, she said. We saw it with our own eyes. Clara has dolls, but she is lonely. Daniel has a bike, but no father near. Bella has fancy dresses, but she goes to bed hungry. The tree's deep voice rumbled like distant thunder. And what do you have? The children looked at one another. Emma said, I have parents who tuck me in and listen to me. Liam added, I have a father who cheers for me, even when my bike is old. Sofia whispered, I have food on my table every day, even when I complain it's not sweet enough. The tree chuckled, and the sound echoed like leaves dancing in the wind. Now you begin to see your treasures. The children sat under the oak tree's shade, thinking, why did we waste so much time wishing for more? Emma sighed. Because you forgot gratitude, the tree replied. When you stop saying thank you, your heart only sees what is missing. But when you are grateful, you see blessings everywhere, even in the little things. The children fell silent. For the first time, the weight of envy slipped from their shoulders. They thought about their parents working hard, their meals at home, their laughter together. These were riches no toy or bike could replace. As the sun began to set, Sofia spoke softly. From today, I want to say thank you. Even for small things. Me too, said Liam. I want to cheer for what I already have, instead of wishing for what I don't. Emma nodded firmly. And I want to remember that some children would give anything to live in our house, eat our food, or play with us. The tree swayed once more. Then you have learned the lesson. Gratitude is the secret to joy. That night, the children hugged their parents tighter. Their hearts were lighter, their smiles brighter. For the first time, they saw their home not as less, but as a treasure chest filled with love. And deep in the night, the oak tree whispered to the stars, 3 hearts have been awakened. The following weekend, Emma, Liam, and Sofia invited Clara, Daniel, and Bella to play in their yard. Their house wasn't as big, their toys weren't as shiny, but their laughter filled the air like music. Emma handed Clara her favorite doll. You can play with her. And you don't have to be alone here. We'll always be your friends. Clara's face lit up brighter than the sun. Really, thank you. I don't mind if it's just one doll. Playing together feels better than having many. Liam pushed his squeaky old bike across the yard. Daniel, want to ride with me? It's not fast, but my dad can fix it for us later. He'll even race with us if you stay. Daniel grinned, his eyes sparkling. Your dad will really play with us. I'd love that. A slow bike with friends is better than a fast one with no one to cheer. Sofia offered Bella a plate of biscuits their mother had baked. Here, have some. There's enough for everyone. Bella took one slowly, her eyes welling with tears. Thank you. You don't know how much this means. Dresses are nice, but food with friends is even nicer. The children played until the sun dipped low. Their yard was filled with squeals, songs, and laughter. It wasn't perfect, it was better. It was real. That evening, as the guests left, Emma, Liam, and Sofia sat beneath the great oak tree once more. The branches bent low as if listening. We understand now, Emma said. Liam added, we were blind before, but now we see. Sofia nodded. We will never forget to be grateful again. The oak tree's voice rumbled warmly. Gratitude has unlocked joy in your hearts. Remember this promise. When you feel envy creeping in, look at your blessings first. The children placed their hands together and whispered in unison. We promise to always be grateful. That night, they shared the day's stories with their parents. Their mother's eyes glistened with tears of joy. Their father pulled them into a tight hug. You've learned the most important lesson in life, he said softly. Gratitude turns little into enough, and enough into plenty. From that day onward, the children's complaints faded. When Emma hugged her one doll, she remembered Clara's loneliness. When Liam rode his rusty bike, he remembered Daniel's empty races. When Sofia ate her meals, she remembered Bella's hunger. And each time, they whispered, thank you. Word spread in the town about the 3 children who had changed. Other kids began to notice their own blessings too. Soon, the little community was filled with more kindness, sharing, and joy. The oak tree stood tall and proud, its branches swaying happily in the breeze. It had seen the magic of gratitude take root, and it knew the children's promise would spread far and wide. Because gratitude, once planted, grows forever. The end.